Beibashukisha. I don't know what inabebwa nini inashukishwa, but well, most of us tunabebwanga tunashukishwa. Such is life. There are moments when unabebwa and you're up there and things are doing. I mean, things are going all good, all rosy. Saa zingine umeshukishwa, man, life iko tu hapo chini and you do not know. And as it is, most of the Kenyans are arguing that tuko hapo chini. So there is something that we need to do so that we are able to be up there and floating and overflowing and, you know, just having the best of our country. That is a conversation that we are having right here with El Seba Kokeo, with Eric Kavor and Kapuloti, who just gave you that amazing performance. He's an artist. I mean, every other time you're told you don't need to wait for the government to give you this cash. I mean, just do something in your own capacity. If it's arts, if it's your talent, just try and do something to make a living out of it. It could be frustrating because Kapuloti, we've had a session before here. Tunaongea kuhusu how frustrating it can be to venture into music right here in the country. Yani, hata talent yako kuitumia, it's just left, right, and center. Sijui nani anakufrustrate. It's so hard. But all the same, we are thankful for where we are because then there's that peace and tranquility that we enjoy. And we say, out of this peace, what can we do to ensure that our tomorrow is secured? Feel Good Friday right here on Ebru TV. Important that you interact with us. Hashtag New Day KE. SMS short code 40920. The numbers to call running down your screen. Ensure that you make that phone call. Be part and parcel of the conversation. We get to sample some of your comments as we proceed with the broadcast. And coming back to the panel, Eric, it's been a minute since you spoke, and here we are. The hand of the West. Could there be a hand of the West across the African continent that, you know, our brothers, of course, from the other side of the world, they can tell you they're coming here, you know, in search of greener pastures, that it has reached a point whereby we no longer wish to go abroad or to Europe for greener pastures, but somebody else looks around and they're like, okay, maybe the next door, maybe the neighbor next door, maybe the next country could be way better than our very own country. When you go to our borders, you realize that there's scarcity within the Kenyan side. Most of them have decided to cross over to Uganda, cross over to a different country because they sort of feel like, you know, maziwa huko ni 50 bob, hapa kwetu ni 100 bob. I mean, does it have to get to that point?
The West have an hand in the African, I mean, as a continent. And that is short of giving more explanation to that. Yeah. Why? It's because you find, I mean, most of them, the economies is right, and also they really love putting, I mean, they have policies that really put the investors at a point of just comfort when you go, I mean, outside the countries. And most importantly, and again, we must also understand from the concept, I mean, from where they're taking their concept from, I mean, in coming to Africa, is because Africa is quite resourceful.
Right.
Rwanda, Burundi, Congo. I love using Congo as case study. I think it's part of what I'm doing in my master's as a case study, because I love Congo because, you know, Congo has a lot of resources, and the conflict keeps on going round in circles, and the West has something as a hand in Congo's conflict. Why? It's because if we have a conflict in Africa and the resources that we have in Africa, we have not been able to discover it. And the people outside there who have the money which can fuel the conflict, of course, they will give us the money to fuel the conflict so that we don't have the infrastructure to process.
And, you know.
Then we take these things out. So there are two sides of the coin. There's a positive and there's negative. And they actually utilize more on the negative so that we look like we have nowhere to run to except them. And that's the reason you find, like, even give a good example with China. China, when they have a major project right in Africa, they will bring their own people. The major guys who are getting the huge salary in a project, they'll bring their own people to be part of, I mean, so that they work in our Kenyan, I mean, in our African whatever concept, whatever it is, whatever project it is. So they get the money, they go and keep on developing back in their country. And zile kazi kidogo kidogo, zile za mijengo, the money which now trickles down to the mtu mkulima mdogo, they are left now to the Africans, like ile kazi ya mjengo, kabisa, the least of the money. So you find at the end of the day, most of this money is not developing us as Africans, not developing us as Kenyans. It is going back to the investors who are purportedly come to develop Africa. Right. So the money is still going back there. So that's how the circle keeps on going. And where do we benefit? As we don't benefit, the cycle keeps on going the same. Is the politicians, again, I still run back to the politicians. Right. They act as middlemen. I'll give you a tender so that now you give me something. It was so surprising. There was an event I was last week, and one of the principals somewhere, he was so open to me and told me, there's a tender which I was given some 2 to 3 years back, and this Prado TX that I have, I got it from the tender. And I was like, you're giving me so much goosebumps of, what are you doing? This is something you're not supposed to be telling me. And people are just feeling free to talk about it. And it is now trickling down to that person mtu akikomba unapata there isn't a middleman before ufikie the person you want to buy maybe this.
I know.
That's how it's supposed, and that's what the problem is. Yeah. And we need to shun the ignorance that is there with people. They need to understand their rights. They need to understand what is it that the politicians are passing, and that is where the revolution comes in. To tell the people, you need to understand your content. You need to know that. I mean, you need to develop in your brains by understanding the content that you're being fed on, because that is where now we get to, because lack of knowledge, all of us are going to perish.
Exactly, Kaploti has said at some point that we could be having the knowledge, but the people down there do not understand. So if we do not take that initiative to go down and make them understand that this is the real truth, then we might be as well saying that we are fighting a battle that we'll never win. Before we come to Nairobi County and the counties at large, are we ripe for a revolution in your own capacity? Are the youths ready to stand up and fight and say that, you know what, we need this change? Are we ripe for an uprising? Because it's possible. We've seen demagogues. We've seen, you know, some of these key figures, you know, going down. I mean, the latest, we cannot forget what played out in Sudan. Who would have ever imagined that Bashir would go down? But yes, Bashir is down as it stands today. Started with something as simple as, you know, the price of bread. It should all of a sudden, and people said no. I mean, you are robbing us even of the little that is left of us, sincerely speaking. So what are you trying to say? And then, boom, a revolution was sparked from that. And we do not want to go that direction. We don't want trouble for ourselves. But don't you think that, you know, we are headed towards that?
I think, number one, the question is, who will save us? Nobody will save us. We should save ourselves. And the problem is we will sensitize and romanticize and praise peace, that we want peace. You want peace, you're angry. You don't have a place to sleep. Right. You don't have this. So the problem is whatever we are holding on to, ni ule mtoto anaitwa peace. I am scared of opposing this guy because I want peace.
Yes, yeah.
But this guy brings a lot of problems. So the dependency that has been created by these guys is completely to tell us that, you know what, we want peace, guys. But they're not on the ground to solve the problem. Linda, our Kenyan problem or African problem is not written. I know we need proper health. Right. Why should I write this? I need to go there, do proper accountability. I need to do this. I know youth, the bulging it's quite high. So if we cannot manage to employ all of them, I like the idea of BBI. There's that part of creating a network for voluntary and creating that. You see, currently we have the problem of employment because number one, you graduate. The first job, they will tell you they need 3 years experience. You start to think, I graduated last year. Where am I going to get 3 years? First year, I graduated in 2014. I'll tell you the first place I was in is Migori County Governor Press Unit, voluntarily. Now, I will write it on a CV that I had 2 years experience. But is it the truth? Right? Nothing. That is not the truth. Right. So the problem we have is that we are now holding on to one thing, that if it breaks, we have nothing. Yeah. Secondly, personally, I'm ready for revolution. Who is ready with me is another question. Again. And if you're ready with me, who is there? Can we lead both? All right. Third, I am a youth enthusiast. I have a problem with the youth. We know where we are supposed to go. We are not going anywhere. We know our problems. Anybody, any youth, if it's a girl, Wamke sahi, mimi nataka I want to change this country. I am going for this. Wait for your friends. Wait for everybody is there for your downfall. They think Sebi cannot. Eric will manage. So Sebi thinks she can fight Eric. You know, we are not looking at it in can she solve the problem? If a youth comes, hey, this one is a so-and-so's project. He's coming here. He's been given this. He's been given this. I was in a campaign camp of Eddie Mwakoratego. That was in Migori back then, the senator, the by-election. Right. the massive competition we faced was, he is too young, right? He is too young. He can't do this.
He's not mature enough to
Oh,
run
this
a
one doesn't
country.
have this. Oh, where is, you know, the youth? Where is your wife? Where is this? Where is this? I want to appreciate that African virtue, marriage is a key for you, for political leaders. But you see certain things, if Eric can do the proper job, then I don't care about his social life. Let him go straight ahead and do it, right? The late Ken did a very good job in Kibra, right? And I will tell you for a fact, I only knew the wife after he died.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it means the wife
He was
doesn't
doing
matter.
it like he was going
To
it,
me.
you know, alone. Yeah.
Yes,
Wow.
yes.
All right, which is true. Most of us got to know the
So
wife,
what we need to do is let us solve our problem. Let us not look at these guys to solve our problem. They are not solving our problem. If they are adjusting these things, they keep on adjusting. Let us readjust. How do we readjust? We start by knowing, I feel the pain of salt.
Okay.
I feel the pain of unga. I feel the pain of petrol, fuel. These guys don't feel. I'm sure they walk it and their fuel tanks are full. You will know. By the way, these guys, or the middle class upper, the way you call them, right? They don't even check prices of unga in the supermarket.
They barely know. They would
They
ask,
just pick.
I know.
They just pick. You that check the price of unga and feel a pinch.
And you're busy with your calculator on your phone.
The big salt.
You do the shopping.
That's why
Yes,
you don't
salt was the
overshop.
cheapest and would last longer. I am telling you, salt is expensive.
I know.
Salt.
That's true.
It used to be 30 bob.
It used to
was
be
this big.
At 5 bob you would get at
Right.
30 bob was the big one.
Yes,
The 2 kg
the
one.
2 kg.
Right
Look
now
at it that
it's
way.
60 bob.
So I
Double
think
price.
let us not say who will save us. Let us not say I'm going to vote somebody because he's my person. Let us not say we need revolution. Revolution is also a state of mind.
Right.
Your mind. What am I? Where do I believe in? I want to choose the best person to push me there. Okay. If we are going to fight for gender equality, if we are going to bring equity, I don't like equality bit.
Right.
If we are going to push for women representation, the women that are there, the little, can't they push women agenda forward objectively without aligning themselves with these guys are big there? That because I am in so-and-so's camp, I'm going to be vulgar. I'm going to do this. You know, I have a problem with a few because they think if you're there as a woman, for you to survive in politics, you have to check. You know, they are completely losing them. So please, as an individual, look at your integrity and your belief, what you believe in. I really want to save 10. Let me do this to save 10. If entrepreneurship is coming on board, let them empower talents. Because they cannot manage to employ all of us. Let them empower talents. Let them empower women, people who are in business. Let them bring education to a level where everybody can access. If education is a tool to eradicate poverty, then so be it.
All right, yes, Kaploti. In a bid to ensure that at least kila mtu amepata, because tulirealize Nairobi ni kidogo sana for every other Kenyan. Tukasema wacha tuingie story ya devolution. Let's not focus on Nairobi County at Mike Sonko as a figure, no. But generally, devolution, do you see it taking Kenya to the next level? Because everyone says the idea of devolution ni kitu mzuri sana. Lakini sincerely speaking, when you look at how our governors are running the counties, when we look at how our people are still running away from the counties and trying to come to Nairobi to see whether they can get something, it tells you that there's something that we're not doing right. So, ukiangalia devolution, especially with the cases that we have today, Waititu, Mike Sonko, Lennon Kulal, do you see it taking us anywhere as a people?
Inaweza to take somewhere, but ni wale wanaimanage na yule ambaye amekabidhiwa hiyo kiti and hiyo story yote ya devolution inakuwa ni ngumu sana cause wale ukiangalia ni kama wame create avenue ya ama jamaa kujitajirisha. Alafu mimi niliingia pale nikiwa milionea. Sawa? Nimepatiwa hii story, mimi ndio governor wa tuseme Migori. Napiga hesabu ya vile nitakuwa bilionea. So from the word go, wale viongozi tu tunachagua tu kwanza ambao ndio wanakuja kusimamia hizi vitu. Hata CDF tuachana, hata CDF Latif wapata inaingia kwa mfuko wa mtu, and then unapata hata kuna pesa imetengwa ya hii mambo ya michezo, mambo ya sanaa, but hiyo pesa ndio upate. Utazungushwa, utajui. Then pole. Nilikuwa pia na support na Tego. At that time nilikuwa Migori. Na nakumbuka nilikuwa nimeenda kufanya video huko.
Right.
So watu wengi nilikuwa nasikia Muokratego, sijui Muokratego. So nashindo nani. Nikakuja ngaona kijana kadogo, lakini pole. Then ana passion sana. Nimemgeta na hiyo passion ya vitu kubadilika. But swali najiuliza, akianza safari watakuwa wangapi ambao watakuwa nyuma yake? Kwa sababu ukijua leo hii swali ya kwanza mtu anakuuliza wakati wote mnaanza kitu, iwe ni hiyo revolution. Mkenya atakuuliza tu direct, kuna kitu?
I know.
Hiyo tu ndio swali ya kwanza. Kuna kitu? Atie hii ni kitu itatusaidia, itasaidia watoi wako na watoi wako. Aende upigane kwanza, acha nifike hapa na kama. Hiyo biashara imeisha.
Imeisha hiyo story.
Umeget? Yeah. Then tukirudi tukuje najumlisha sasa. Tukikuja kwa corruption as you know, nimekuwa hapa there before, nilikuwa committee mimi miaka 5. But hiyo miaka 5 sikuwahi kaba na mtu ambaye naona huyu jamaa ako supposed kuwa hapa kwa sababu alikula mali ya umma.
Right.
Hakunanga. Then the funny thing, at that time nakumbuka nilikuwa na Kamlesh Patni. Kamlesh Patni alikuwa na segregation, akaina sisi. Wajua? Yeye atakula njugu, atakula peanut butter, atakula mkate freshi. Mimi napita na uji kule.
Alright.
Umeona? Tayari tu hiyo imeshatosha.
Imefika mpaka kwa prison. Interesting, yeah?
Umeget? Imetosha tu kuambia kuna mtu na kamtu. Umenielewa?
Yes.
At that time nilikuwa pia na Maina Njenga. Maina Njenga alikuwa anasoma gazeti daily. Gazeti zote. Wakati mimi gazeti inabidi nitafutane na Koplo alitafutie gazeti ya last week.
At least
ndio ni catch up. So kuna hivi vitu vidogo tu vimetosha tu kukuambia we have a long way to go.
Even as we call for convictions. Umemsikia from the horse's mouth. Yes. That actually hata wanaweza enda huko kamiti lakini is like ni holiday.
Lifestyle itakuwa fresh, ataletewa chakula ni chef.
I know.
Atakula vizuri.
Lakini
ile chakula nitakuwa naiangalia, yani nasema ile ni tax yangu inakulwa. Unajua?
While the price of freedom is very important, like you know freedom is important. Hata kama unakula mzuri na uko huko ndani, freedom is important.
Ya mwisho. Mike Sonko ni sawa, sijui kama alifanya ama hakufanya. It's not for me. Hiyo si kazi yangu, ni kazi ya koti.
Right.
Well and good. But tusiwe selective. Umenipata?
Right.
Tusiwe selective. Isiwe kwa sababu yule governor yuko karibu na mimi, hayuko ile pande ingine, huyu ni msafi kama pamba.
Right.
Kama wote ni wakuu kotini, wote kotini. Umenielewa? Yeah. Then corruption inafaa kuwa capital offense. Kule China watu jaribu ni kuonge tu mimi nasonga. So hata hapa inafaa kuwa hivyo, ndio hata the common man, kwanza especially hata mwananchi wa kawaida. Mwananchi wa kawaida inafika mahali unasikia ni aje? Si ni kuone tu tumalize hii mambo.
Right.
Umeniget? So ishatuingia mpaka hata unapata mat, mko kwa mat mmekaa, tayari Concord yashatoa chwani yashashikilia hapa. Na ukara anakuja anaichukua tu poa. Now the issue.
All right. Speaking of that, wacha tusikie vile President Uhuru Kenyatta alisema, and then we come to you as we get to wind up and crossover and join the Congolese boys. But of course, it looks like we're not having it ready just yet. Before we cue it in later on, let's listen in to what you have to say in regards to what he said. Because then I wanted us to talk about the numerous crimes of passions, but clearly we might not be able to talk about it because of the question of time. But yes, Kenyans are frustrated generally. And as he puts it, I mean, should we be worried of the fact that we have a long way to go, or we should just put up the fight and know that eventually, ultimately, we're going to get the solution?
It's another thing now to say keep on fighting, because fighting a losing battle is hard. It's really hard and it's tiresome. What I'll say is, if you have something to do, self-employment, just start doing it. If you can get employed in private sector, the better for you. If you have something, you have a talent, try and do it. I know God has a way of making sure that you're out there. We can't just replace the place for God with politicians. That's one thing I love to tell people, because we'll get frustrated at the end of the day. Because everybody, and one thing is that people need to realize, politicians will never play a fair game. Because politics itself is never fair. So if you're waiting for somebody to tell you, hey, I've come to your doorstep to give you aunga just because you can't afford it's from 100 to 150, you never get it. Right. So what you need to do, that 50 shillings you have, look for an idea, make it, multiply it. I'm sure there's a way in which you can do it, and always trust in God. That's one thing I always believe. Because ignorance, you keep on ignoring the common things that have been blessed with you, the natural resources, the mind that you have. If you keep on ignoring those things, you'll die a poor man. Because politicians, they don't care. They have millions. What do they do, as my brother said? They look for an hotel somewhere. They look for a land somewhere, they build an hotel. They're not looking for you. They not actually come to you and employ you. In fact, they look for somebody who is far away from the county or the constituency they have so that they can wash their money. So what I'm trying to say is the youth in this country, the people who have the sober minds in this country, look for something to do. If you're not employed, stop complaining about unemployment. I'm sure you have 10 bob, 20 shillings, multiply it, and you'll never die a frustrated person. Because why? One day, you'll become that politician.
And you'll probably do the same thing?
Yeah, you'll probably do the same thing. So for now, just do whatever you can.
Whatever you can. Kabloto is laughing because he's been frustrated with the kind of music that he plays. You know, like, amesema hii ni talent yangu, lakini my friend, left, right, and center. Hata ukianza kwa biashara kanjo ndio wao, hata hiyo 20 bob yako hujakula kidogo, sijui nani amekuja. So